Room 442 is brought to you by North Star Bets. That's a win.
A massive win for Pep Guardiola and Manchester City as they thrash Arsenal 4-1. Welcome into Room 442. I'm Sarah Pararia, joined alongside James Sharman and Michael Singh. James, is the title race over?
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Simple as that. 2 games in hand for City. At this point, no one's going to beat this team. Now, we said that before, and you get strange results in a really strange season so far, but City are dominating teams. To go out against Arsenal, who have been so good all year, and absolutely destroy them 4-1. Beat them in every facet of the game. Tells me everything I need to know about this team. City will be crowned champions, yes.
Yeah, let me read you off the remaining matches for Manchester City. We have Fulham, West Ham, Leeds, Everton, Chelsea, and then Brighton and Brentford. This one is finished. It's Manchester City's title.
Yeah, if we could just go back to that table really quickly. As you can see, Arsenal are still at the top with 75 points, 2 points ahead of City, but City have 2 games in hand, and as Mikey just mentioned, Arsenal's schedule is very difficult. And James, you actually just said off camera, if City win over the weekend, it'll only be the third match day where City are leading the league.
It just shows what a weird year it's been for Man City, up and down in the early part of the season. Arsenal, there were no downs. They were just superb. For most of this season, just they've wilted down the stretch here, and there's probably a few reasons for that. But yeah, when we see City crowned champions, which we're pretty confident that they will be, it'll probably be a very rewarding one for Pep Guardiola, because there were times this campaign where I thought, no, it's not going to happen for them. They had a big gap in them in Arsenal. No one really foresaw this decline by Arsenal, apart from all Arsenal fans who've seen it before. But still, still a great season for Arsenal. I mean, listen, no one thought they'd be where they're at right now, so I shan't make fun of them. But this City team, I don't know if it's the best Man City team since they won their first title, but they might well be. I mean, they're playing different style of football, different formations. Pep's evolving, and with that guy up top, Erling Haaland, Mikey, there's something we're witnessing that is very special.
Yeah, no, Erling Haaland going out today and beating Mo Salah's record is very fitting, because you know what? It's not just he's doing this against teams like Leeds and Nottingham Forest. He's doing this against the big dogs as well, and none bigger right now than Arsenal. So for him to get his moment in this game, I thought was very fitting. You know, for Manchester City as a whole, you mentioned it. My eyes rose, and you mentioned Manchester City's team potentially being their best team since they won their first title, because it wasn't that long ago where we were talking about Manchester City and like, what's wrong with this team? Have they lost their identity completely? Can they do this with Erling Haaland? Well, all those questions right now are out the window, and for good reason, because not only are they doing it in the Premier League, they're also doing it in the Champions League, and potentially even the FA Cup with that final coming up as well.
Treble's on, right?
The treble is absolutely on for Manchester City right now. We have to give them, unfortunately, and as a Manchester United fan, a ton of credit.
Well, you said it, Sarah, when Riyad Mahrez came on. You went, oh, here he comes, Riyad Mahrez, the guy that's got a hat-trick on the weekend. And that's why, if they are the best City team we've seen, it's because of the depth. When you can bring on a guy like Riyad Mahrez off the bench. Phil Foden hasn't played recently through injury. He's back out there today. Jack Grealish is becoming that player we thought he would be when he's first signed for £100 million. You're seeing John Stones, a day oneer with Pep Guardiola, looking wonderful at centre-back and scoring goals now as well. I mean, they are truly a force to be reckoned with.
Kevin De Bruyne too. And
yeah, let's talk about that.
Yeah, is it a stretch to suggest that Erling Haaland is the best striker to ever play in the Premier League?
Wow. I mean, the numbers would suggest it's definitely a case for it. Let's give him a few more years.
Yeah,
longevity is something.
But
the most dominant centre forward I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Most dominant,
yeah,
for
that
sure.
helps add to the argument that this could be the best Manchester City team.
Yeah, no, it really could. Let's talk about this game, though, a little bit more. We did see Erling Haaland score against Arsenal, and he took his hair down to do it. We also saw Kevin De Bruyne score 2 absolutely clinical goals, and John Stones back on the scoreboard, 2 goals in 4 games, for John Stones. Really working out for him. Rob Holding also got a goal for Arsenal at one point, but that is not the story here.
There's that moment in the first half, in the first goal by De Bruyne, and Holding was trying to hold Haaland.
What a layoff.
But you just saw this brute strength from Erling Haaland, this number 9, and poor
Maybe
Holding.
Brout strength?
Oh,
That's really good.
That's good.
Really good.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Use
But it
that
was-
again, Sarah.
It wasn't just the strength though. It was the
touch too,
skill.
yeah.
Like the touch and the weight of the layoff too, and your ability to read that layoff. Like, yeah, Holland gets almost stereotyped because
Yeah.
he's so big, and people just look at him and be like, "Oh, he's just fast and strong." No, there's so much more to his game, and I've been so impressed the way he's shown it.
He reminds me, in a hockey parlance, of Eric Lindros when he
Yep.
first came through,
Yep.
right? Brute strength, massive, physically imposing, but also had soft hands.
So much skill, yeah.
As well, right? Very similar comparison there when we make our
Hopefully he has
hockey
a
soccer
longer
mashups.
career
Yeah, hopefully there's no
than
concussion issues with,
Eric
with
Lindros.
Haaland.
Yeah. What does this mean, guys, for Mikel Arteta right now? He's,
Fire him now.
Yeah, get
yeah,
rid
I
of
mean,
him.
if it was
Honestly.
Chelsea, who by the way did lose to Brentford today 2-0 at Stamford Bridge, and we just heard 5 games in a row they've lost now. This is the worst run they've gone on in the last 30 years.
Graham Potter's loving it.
Yeah, I know, somewhere he's just having a laugh. Him and Julian Nagelsmann together, just laughing about it all.
Yeah, shout out Frank Lampard. What does this mean for Mikel Arteta? It's the second straight year where he's going to have to keep his group going in a really positive direction. Obviously this year, take nothing away, he was able to do that and then some. But now this team, assuming that City go on and win the title, there is still matches to play. I know we're talking about it like it's a done deal, but there are still matches to play. But assuming Arsenal finish second, in the grand scheme of things, amazing season. But they're going to walk away from this season with no silverware. Isn't that insane?
Yeah, it's
After
crazy.
the year
Missed
that
opportunity.
Arsenal had,
Missed
no
opportunity.
silverware.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're a young team,
Yeah.
and they're going to spend money this summer. They'll be back next year. But so too will Man City. So too will Newcastle.
Chelsea,
United will
Liverpool.
be back. Yeah,
So
it's going
are
to be
you-
tough next
Are
year.
you confident that Arsenal will be as good as they were this season next season?
No.
Maybe better.
I'm not.
I
I'm
am.
not, because I'm worried about what the other teams are doing, like you
That
just
too.
mentioned. Like, I think
Right,
that
but
it's
they'll
going to
be. But as far as they're concerned, though,
Sure.
they won't be worse. They're so young.
Yeah.
Saka's going to get better. Martinelli's going to get better. They're going to reinforce the midfield. Bring in maybe a centre back.
Are they still going to get the performances out of Thomas Partey that they had? Are they still going to get the performances out of their back line that, sure, they're young.
Well, we
but
should mention this run has gone with Saliba out.
how
Right,
crucial.
they've really missed him. I'm sure if William Saliba's there, they haven't gone. What is that? 10 well, now 4 today, so 13 goals against in 6 games.
Yeah.
That wouldn't have happened.
Is William Saliba the reason Arsenal will not win the Premier League?
Who would have thought that before the season? If that was okay. Well, you maybe you would have been actually, but for very different reasons.
Yeah.
They've missed him for sure.
Yeah.
Rob Holding, respect, Premier League footballer, but he's not William Saliba.
respect. There's respect in that.
I threw a respect in there. Yeah, I'm damn you rubbing off on me, Mikey.
Oh, no. All right. Well, yes, very big match for Manchester City. And sure, there are still games to be played. So the Premier League title is on. Manchester City will be back in action Saturday against Fulham, while Arsenal will play Tuesday against Chelsea.
Room 442 is brought to you by North Star Bets. That's a win.